Honest, Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation. Hey, this is Robert Pilot, host of Native Roots Radio. The Minnesota State Fair is more than food on a stick. It's a chance to celebrate Native culture and voices. On August 31st and September 1st, Native folk and blues rocker Keith Sokola and the Rangers, with special guest Gary Farmer, play the prize stage at 8 p.m. both nights. This concert is free with fair admission. The State Fair runs August 27th through September 7th. Get your tickets at mnstatefair.org.
Maintaining our health, particularly our heart health, is very important to us as a family.
Your heart gives you time with family, time with community, time to pass down what matters. Protecting your heart helps keep those moments alive. A visit with a healthcare provider can be one step toward a healthier future. Learn more at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats. Your heart health is essential because your heart beats for generations.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 58, and Friday, sunshine with a high of 84. The Great Wall has been your home for Chinese favorites since 1981. Don't miss the sesame chicken, mushu pork with Chinese pancakes, or Peking duck. Stop in at the restaurant on France Avenue and 45th Street along the Minneapolis-Edina City line, or check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot, and we discuss local, national, Native news events. And as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, we are here live at the fair, and we're going to have Nicole Matthews on in just a little bit, and she is with Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault organization, and we're going to talk about her work and what's been going on here in the state and just having a great chat. Nicole's been on for many times over the years, so it's going to be great to see her and her family out here at the Minnesota State Fair. So we are here live at Native Roots Trading Post, my family's store here in the West End Market. If you're looking for us, there's a windmill and an old building there, an old colonizer building. Windmill. No, just kidding. It is colonizer. But hey, I want to get going here. We have, I stole the guest from our favorite person here, Matt McNeil, and I wanted Zack to jump in and talk about a few things. And so Zack, welcome for your first time here on Native Roots Radio. And also please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Robert. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I'm Zack Filipovich. I'm running for Minnesota State Auditor. I'm a former city councilor from Duluth, Minnesota. I'm the only accountant running for Minnesota State Auditor. And for my day job, I actually am am a finance manager for a local nonprofit. We do economic development work in large part actually in Indian country.
Yeah.
We get to help in part thanks to a federal grant that Trump is trying to get rid of, help Native-owned business owners get ahead and get low interest loans. And so they're able to provide the capital to grow and scale and start their businesses.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. And when it comes to Native businesses, it's such a family affair, and the community comes out and supports it big time. So you're not only supporting businesses, but you're supporting the whole community when you do that.
That's exactly right. And to bring them back to the Minnesota State Auditor's Office, the State Auditor's Office is here for local units of government. These are the tax dollars that are closest to each and every one of us. And so when we are, paying our property taxes and sales taxes and to the school districts, to the cities, to the county units, we need to make sure that every dollar and is accounted for in that. So we're able to be good stewards of those local tax dollars.
I want to do this because I know you're cutting for time here, and we're going to have Nicole on in a few minutes. I want you to let people know how they can support you and find out more information on your candidacy and who you are. And so people that are listening to us all over Turtle Island can check you out and support you because, we talk about, campaigns, but campaigns need money and they need support.
Yes, you can go to zackformn.com, ZACKFORMN.com. You can find out more about the campaign, about myself. You can donate. We are up against some pretty big money in this race, but I think we know that money, or the many beats the money in so many cases. We're going to prove that again this November. So zackformn.com, you can find out how to donate. You can find out how to help support the campaign and make sure that we have an accountant looking after local tax dollars in every community across the state of Minnesota. Well,
there's one thing I really enjoy about you in this campaign is that your energy, and I think we got to give flowers to the former auditor. Amazing person, came on our show many times to really talk about the job and she was just a great advocate for her work and what she does, because 9 times out of 10 we don't know what you guys do.
That's right. And so Julie Blaha, our current senator, she's wearing my shirt today at the fair, and I have 20 years of state auditor experience endorsing me with Julie Blaha and Rebecca Otto.
Yes.
And it's all about local units of government. $56 billion of local government spending is overseen, audited by the State Auditor's Office. So it's a big job, and it's a job for an accountant like me.
There's a great name you brought up, Rebecca Otto. She was really involved heavily in the politics for many years, and really a good person in the party and also in Indian country. So I just want to give her a shout out because I saw her at the convention too.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And very, very grateful for her support, for Julie's support, and everyone who's able to go to zackformn.com.
So what are some of the questions people are asking you besides, people that aren't paying attention to politics, what the job of an auditor is, but what are they asking you about, either yourself or your personal life or whatever? What are they asking you?
Yeah. I think the biggest question is, what does the State Auditor's Office do, and where am I from? So I'm an accountant from Duluth. I was the youngest city councilor ever elected in Duluth's history, and so that pairing of my accounting experience with that local government experience tied together is really important experience for this particular office to help safeguard local public assets.
Well, if this was not a live show, we probably would have edited that question out too about your personal life. I just want to say with that. No, I've had too much caffeine here today.
That's all right. It's the state fair. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. So again, get the word out here. We got another 3-4 minutes here. I just, it's good to see you out at the fair. It's good to see you shaking hands. It's good to see you to be out here, being able to come on our show without a second thought to talk about these things. So the energy, you're everywhere. Where are you going next, and what's your next schedule about?
Well, we'll be at the State Fair tomorrow, and again. And then we're going down to Winona and down to Rochester, and we have a full schedule. A few Saturdays ago, I was in 5 congressional districts in one day at different events. And so it's a big state. We are trying to make it out to every community that we can, because every community matters. And that's what the State Auditor's Office is here to do.
So are you from Duluth?
I am from Duluth.
Because I just heard you do a Minnesota out. You said, how did he say that? Out?
Yep.
I'm from Minnesota too, so I'm not. But I caught that. So that's what we got to do. That's what we got to get the word out, the good word out, and the energy and going to all these places is just, not everyone's doing it, and we want accountability, and that's the first step of accountability, is to be out there and tell people who you are and what you're going to do, and that your door is always open.
And that is so true. One thing that I want to do, if I'm elected as state auditor, is make sure that every person knows how their local government financials work and how the state auditor's office helps to protect those dollars.
Well, I guess I can let you go. This has been really awesome. I really appreciate you coming on. And, I gave you our card too, because, elections matter and people knowing what you do and what you support. Come on anytime. And we'd love to have you and have a chat and catch up to what you're doing. But I appreciate your energy, and I think that's what we need as progressive people, is a lot of energy, and you have it. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right on. So Zack, one more time, your last name?
Zack Filipovich.
That's right. Don't test me. I was working really hard on Protasewicz. She was the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. She was on my show, and it took me, before she came on the show, a good 2-3 days of practicing that name. So well, I'll get your name very soon. I'll be practicing.
I'm going to have to do a video on how to pronounce my name, and we'll get that out on social media, Zack for MN.
Tag me.
All right. Tag everybody.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert.
We'll talk to you soon. Wow, Misko, that was awesome. Grab a mic here. We're at the State Fair. Number 3. Unmute number 3.
Hello.
Yes. Hey, thanks, you guys. We'll see you soon. Wow, we only got a minute here left until we get our friend on. And she's lurking over there. We see her. We're waving. So we're going to have Nicole Matthews on, and that's going to be exciting. And where do you want me to sit? Do you want me to move over here? How do we do this? We're at the Minnesota State Fair, and this is Native Roots Radio.
Yeah, I just want to say come visit us down at Native Roots Trading Post. You can find us today, tomorrow, and on Sunday, August 30th at the Dan Patch Park.
And Native Roots Trading Post will be here every day, so come on down here and check it out. This is Native Roots Radio. Up next, Nicole Matthews.
When we heal from our traumas,
when we face our fears,
let go of our addictions,
when we relearn our values,
when we live our teachings,
respecting our elders,
cherishing and honoring our children,
when we honor and take care of our spirit,
there will be no room left for sexual violence.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Heart health is more than just the physical well-being. It represents a foundation of vitality, resilience, and the ability to live fully.
Your heart carries stories of resilience, love, and survival. Caring for your heart means honoring yourself and the generations before and after you. It means protecting your ability to gather, laugh, and be present. Learn more about your heart health at hennepincounty.gov/heart-beats, because your story matters and your heart beats for generations.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
This is Robert Pilot. At the Great Minnesota Get-Together, Native Voices take center stage on Indigenous Peoples Day at Dan Patch Park, August 30th. A full day of programming showcases Indigenous peoples' interconnectedness through language, culture, art, and food. Enjoy theatrical performances, music, dance, and presentations along with more than 20 exhibitors from across the state. This is all free with fair admission. Tickets are just $17 at mnstatefair.org through August 26th. That's the Minnesota State Fair, August 27th through September 7th.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. I'm Bobby Wilson. Witcha.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi, to all my friends and relatives. We are here live at the State Fair, and this is a different thing for me because I have ADHD and I'm looking at all these people and kind of zoning out, but I am on a live radio show, and I do have our friend Nicole Matthews on that hasn't been on in a few years, but we always love having you on and catching up with what's going on with you, but also your great organization that you're with that we still, all these years here on Native Roots Radio and AM 950 specifically, it always warms my heart. I hear your bumpers. I mean, I hear your spots here, your public service spots. And I'm walking down the river listening to another show and I hear it and I just kind of go, right on. You know, they're still supporting us because I know your organization's the only PSA that AM 950 plays.
Well, and we're ready to do some new ones.
Right on. Well, I gotta get smoke signals out to Chad and get him, and we'll have a meeting and Zoom, and we'll get that done because we're ready for some more. And what was really cool about that is you had youth, and you had the scripts, and we had the technology, and we did that in less than a day. Of doing 13 ads, and it was great. It was just great energy, and it was great having those young people voice those scripts. And we were talking about Misko, but there was another former student of mine that worked for you that did a great job, and she was young back then when she did your scripts too. And we want to give her a shout out and her mom.
Yes, and Helika.
Yeah,
she was great, and all of the youth that were there are now adults. It's a long time ago.
I know. That is, everyone's getting old, but you and I.
Right.
It's crazy. I don't know how that happens. How did that happen there? Get the mic. No, but so let's talk a little bit about your organization. There might be new people. We're all over the country, as you know, and there might be people that aren't familiar with your organization. And I don't mean yours, but your organization that you're involved with and been with since day one.
Yes, I have been. So it's the Minnesota Indian Women Sexual Assault Coalition. We started as a statewide tribal coalition and then expanded to be a national tribal sexual assault training and technical assistance provider. So we provide training and support to tribes and tribal organizations on issues of sexual violence, sex trafficking, and the intersections with missing and murdered Indigenous relatives to organizations all across the country. And, we're really blessed to do the work that we do, and we get to meet so many amazing people, and we get to provide training and support for them. And, we started out as it was just me for a little while, and we had a team of 3 of us for about a decade. And now we have, I believe we have 14 people and growing, and they're all across the country now. It's pretty exciting.
Well, we're Facebook friends along with being friends, and I see you do a lot of traveling, and I know that's, as much as you travel, it's not for leisure. You do a lot of speaking and talking, and talk a little bit about that.
I do. And because of the work we do, we're one of the only tribal organizations that focuses specifically on addressing sexual violence. A lot of organizations focus on domestic violence or maybe domestic violence and sexual assault, but we have always focused specifically on sexual violence, which has allowed us the ability to dig a little bit deeper on the issues of sexual violence, to cover more areas. And so we really get asked to speak to a number of conferences, trainings, and we do a good number of policy work and public awareness. And so, I travel a lot more than I ever thought I was going to in this role. But, thankfully all my kids are grown. So
yeah, that's true. But the grandkids, they need Nona and Choka. I'm Choka. It's fun. It's cute that the father's right back there or right behind me. Those babies are so cute.
They are cute.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen their pictures on Facebook.
2 years old, and they're fun and a lot of energy too. So what I see your family out here. I was hoping that maybe next segment we can get your daughter on, because specifically your daughter, because I know she's been working with you. And there's a lot of the work you do is important, period. But the once a year march that you guys put on, that's nationally, And I know it's done all over the country too, and up north in Duluth. But I've noticed over the years that she's really helped you out with and been a partner with really coordinating this along with all the people that work with you.
Yeah, she's there every year. And, you know, she started coming because so many years ago when she was in middle school, she's now in her 20s, but when she was in middle school, she you know that there was a year where they were doing walkouts in schools for everything, right? Like there was a walkout for gun violence, there was a walkout for this, there was a walkout for all the things, right? And my daughter was down to walk out of school for any reason she could. So she was down for all the causes.
Misko is shaking her head. Yes, Misko's at that 25-year range too.
Yep. So she was she organized a walkout for our missing and murdered Indigenous relatives march. And she got a few students that came with her and they did a walkout. Well, their school policy was there was no like disciplinary action taken for all these walkouts. They didn't get suspended or anything, but they couldn't come back to school that day. But this time when they went back to school, they were threatened with suspension. And so the girls were like, I don't understand. Like, why is this different? And so the girls that year for their community project, there was 800 students, staff, and faculty in their school, and they made 800 cedar ties that had a little slip of paper and a red ribbon to talk about the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous relatives and why it was so important. And then next year, the Minneapolis Indian Ed invited us to do some training with them, and they brought 500 students from the Minneapolis public schools, and they led the march that next year. And so, you know, it's really important that we have our young people that are leading us because they are our future.
Yeah. And, you know, what a great story. I did not know that. And those are things like, as you know, that I'm working with the Circle now that we really want to amplify. Well, really amplify people in these next issues that aren't normally amplified. And I think that's really important in Indian country because a lot of times, you know, we get the same people, the same artists, same things. And here's a story with something that your daughter did that anyone could do and would be a great example of what she's doing. And people need to hear her stories. So we're really excited about doing things like that for the Circle. And Misko's writing for the Circle too. So those are the next generation we always talk about, and that's your daughter and your daughters. I've met your other daughter too, and you know, they're doing what they're doing, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, I love watching our youth grow into their own power, and I just see such amazing leadership coming from our young people.
And I got to give credit though too. What credit's due is like, you know, the example that you give. That's a big thing because through colonizations, sometimes it's hard for our young ones to find a good example. So kudos to you and your family, you know, and it's a thing because we have to be there for other people's kids too.
Agreed.
And, you know, that was one of the things as being a teacher was really something that I could do easily because, it was a need, but also I have lifelong friends that were former students of mine, like Angelica, you know, she can text me anytime and need anything. And she knows I'll be there. And that's a beautiful thing because it works both ways. And we feel good about being useful.
Yeah. For
Now
sure.
that I'm old, I feel good that I'm useful now.
Yeah. It's a different role, right?
Right. And it has to do with a lot of things, getting older and stuff like that, is that, you know, I wanted stuff. I collect baseball cards, baseball paraphernalia. And now I'm at that age where it's like, I got to get rid of this because my son-in-law doesn't want it. My grandkids might, but, you know, in purging information and purging things that we should do. And we have to remind ourselves as I'm a lot older than you, but I have to remind myself that, you know, that's where I'm at in my life right now is to give because I've gotten so many things, so many blessings.
I agree. I'm a baby elder. I'll be 55 this year. So
no way.
Just a baby elder.
Yeah, that's right. Well, when you do become 55, you get the elder discount at Goodwill. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ask me how I know that. Hopefully my wife's not listening. Cool. So we got less than a minute here.
I do have one thing about MIWSAC. So MIWSAC this year.
Yes.
So we were first funded in October of 2001. So we are celebrating 25 years this year. So we are in the planning stages of a 25-year celebration. We are also working on a full rebrand. So we're looking for artists to help us with a logo. So we will be look for an RFP for a logo for our new name. We have the name already. We just need someone to help us with the branding and the design. And we will be announcing that, doing a big, name change and announcement with our 25-year anniversary. So super excited about that.
Well, I want to talk more about that after this break. That's really some big information. And maybe we can text your daughter to get over here too and get into the conversation.
Yeah, I'll text her.
Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and I think I hear the bumper music, don't I? Hey, we'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio, live at the Minnesota State Fair. Ho!
Culture prevents so many negative things from happening to us as individuals and as communities.
Strong roots begin with a healthy heart. For Indigenous women, heart health is part of caring for community, culture, and future generations. Even small steps can help protect what matters most. Discover ways to support your heart at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats, because your heart beats for generations.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. The Minnesota State Fair is packed with 12 days of fun with food, rides, shows, and so much more. And right in the middle of it all, you'll find Indigenous voices making an impact. Visit with Native authors and mathematicians, watch drum groups, hear presentations, enjoy music, and see our stories uplifted across the fairgrounds. It's all included with your state fair admission. Tickets are just $17 through August 26th at mnstatefair.org. That's the Minnesota State Fair, August 27th through September 7th.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Stonewall Sports knows how to have fun. I am Suzanne Blum-Grundison, and I am lovingly referred to as the queen of special projects. Starting in 2016 as a small kickball league of around 150 players dedicated to queer sports, we've now grown into a thriving community of more than 3,500 active players across 7 sports. Thousands more have participated throughout the years. That's a decade of games played, friendships formed, chosen family found, community impact made, and countless unforgettable memories. The Stonewall Sports Twin Cities 10th Anniversary Gala is an opportunity on September 26th to celebrate everything Stonewall Sports Twin Cities has meant to so many people while we look ahead to the next 10 years of queer sports connection and joy. Taking place at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts, the gala dinner and dance party tickets close on September 1st, so register now before the ticket sales close or the event sells out. Go to stonewalltwincities.org and navigate to the 10th Anniversary Gala tab to buy your ticket. Join AM 950 and the Gala Show at the Stonewall Sports Twin Cities Gala on Saturday, September 26th.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 58, then Friday, sunshine with a high of 84. The Great Wall has been your home for Chinese favorites since 1981. Don't miss the sesame chicken, mushu pork with Chinese pancakes, or Peking duck. Stop in at the restaurant on France Avenue and 45th Street along the Minneapolis-Edina City line, or check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're live at the Minnesota State Fair. I hear applause. Was that for us? Right on. And we're right by the History Center here. We're right outside the booth of Native Roots Trading Post. And if you look up again, there's a colonizer fan or a windmill and an old settler building, probably over some native graveyards. I'm not sure, but we are heard live at State Fair, and we are here with our friend Nicole Matthews. And Nicole, you got a guest here, and we always like to bring young ones on and talk about them to their face. So welcome.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce her?
So this is my daughter Kiora. This is the daughter I was talking about in the last segment, who did the walkout for our Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives March, and then handed out 800 cedar ties with a red ribbon and a little sheet of paper about why it was important to address missing and murdered. And then the next year, the Minneapolis Indian Ed brought 500 students to lead our march. And she's been involved with our march ever since. Every year she's been there. I think there was one year that she didn't make it because she had pneumonia.
Wow. How dare you?
I know, right?
How dare you? You got to put the mic up there. There you go. Say something.
Hi.
Hello. Thanks
Can
for
you hear me?
yes.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on. And that was a great story. And I think we were talking too that things like that need to be amplified. We hear a lot of news about people that we already know, well known, and it's easy to report on them. But somebody like yourself, what you did there is something that all students should need to hear, and the courage and things like that. So we applaud you, and I'm glad you're on here talking a little bit about this, because that's a big deal.
Thank you.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, I think youth leadership is very important. I think youth leadership is something that's very important, and I think it's something that I really discovered a lot in middle school, and a lot from having my mom as an inspiration, kind of just seeing what she does and how she leads, and it just kind of stuck with me. And then I was just I don't know, doing things like that. I didn't feel like anything super crazy. I was just this is what we should do for our project.
Well, you weren't really listening to our show, were you? You just came over here now.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what your mom said. No, I mean,
awesome.
That was our conversation, is that, we need to be good role models.
Mm-hmm.
And your mom's been a great role model for you and your siblings all these years. And we talk about other people that are in our community that we need to sometimes step up and be role models for too. So I was applauding your mom, and you were too. It's a big thing.
Always applauding my mom.
That's good. Oh,
And she stepped into her own, Kiora is much more fearless than I am. I'm I came into this work, I was shy. I didn't really want to do public speaking, but it's part of my job. So I just got pushed up front, and I'm much more comfortable with it now. But Kiora has always been my spotlight stealer. She's always been trying to grab the microphone from me, even since she was a baby. So she's much more outgoing than I am. And, I think she's got incredible leadership skills that are going to carry her very far.
So we talked a little bit about the anniversary and the rebranding. Are you going to be involved and help your mom and the organization with that?
We haven't talked about it, but
I bet you are.
I'm always supporting MIWSAC, always, and anything especially when they do the marches that we were talking about earlier and stuff like that. I'm always there if they need me.
Right on. What are you doing now?
I've been involved in a couple other things. I've been involved with an organization called the Isaac Walton League for the past 2 years now. And that's where I feel like I've really gained a lot of experience with nonprofits and kind of learning how that structure works. The Isaac Walton League is an environmental and conservation organization. So I belong to the Minnesota Valley chapter that's in Bloomington. And I was doing a whole bunch of different things out there, but the most important thing that I was doing was helping them grow these green crews, which is basically like a youth leadership development conservation organization that like basically these kids are getting together and we're teaching them how to like lead themselves into doing different conservation projects. And that's where I feel like I've also just kind of been like continuing to see how impactful youth leadership is. Our whole like core of like the Green Crew is making sure that like youth is leading themselves and leading the adults that are helping in their projects, and it's not like us telling them what to do. And what I've seen is these kids, these high school kids doing big presentations in front of like we just had our national convention and we had a few youth students that were giving big, huge presentations to a whole bunch of adults in these rooms and like really important spaces. We have like 3 of the kids that are like under 25 are on our board, like things like that. Like those things are just so important. And so, you know, I've been able to like experience that, and I think it's really awesome.
Well, I think it's so important, and I shouldn't say I know it's really important because the older generation, and I'm the end of the boomers, and so we're leaving in a good way, hopefully, but not really, because the way things are, the pollution and everything that's going on with the planet and global warming and all that stuff, and that the young ones like yourself are saying no more and taking the lead, because a bad thing is I'm not going to be here forever, but a good thing is we're not going to be here forever.
Right.
Yeah. So power to you.
Yep. And we're growing amazing leadership. So
yes. No, I know. Perfect too. So that's amazing. I had no idea that you were doing that. That's great, because I've seen you as a young person helping your mom on the march, and I've seen you grow and help out and become your own person. And that's so important for you to be able to do that and be able to come over here and talk about organizations that you're involved with that your parents aren't, or your mom's not, and you're doing your own thing. And that's all we want as parents, is you to do your own thing and be happy.
Agreed. And she wants to be in politics.
Oh, I like that even more.
I was thinking about it for a very long time. I've been trying to figure out for sure what I want to do, but something around there.
Yeah. And she's on a state board. She's doing big things.
Well, you'll have a good resume to run, and we love our relative Peggy, and
we love her.
And what path she did was school board, representative, and now she's going to be, next thing she's going to be is president. So follow her lead. It's a great path to go on. So
agreed.
Whatever area you live in, we need school board people that are there for the kids.
Yep. Oh yeah, I feel like I've been getting more I've been learning more about like kind of how like policy works. I'm a part of the Cultural and Ethnic Communities Leadership Council, which is like a Department of Human Services like little council thing.
Okay, what isn't she doing?
I know.
I've been learning a lot about we're talking a lot about like Medicaid right now and different things like that. But I've been learning a lot, and I feel like I'm getting there. I don't like to jump into anything like without making sure I like know what's happening and like how I can like if I'm actually understanding it. So it's like my little step, and I really enjoy being on that council.
Yeah, and that's the way to go. Inch by inch, it's cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard. And that's why I say, like the lieutenant governor, it's like listening to her story. And now I think she's 40 now. Is that right? Or just turned 40?
Maybe.
But school board and
that's when I met her, when she was on the school board.
And so working hard, and she's outworked all her opponents. I mean, she's been in 1 year 300 different communities across the state. That's why she won in a landslide. Not listening to the polls that were so incorrect, and so doing the work. And it sounds like you're getting your feet wet in that, watching your mom work, and also what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
for sure. She's doing good things. I'm proud.
Right on.
Proud of all my kids.
So now that she's on radio with you, pretend this is your show and ask her a question.
All right, Kiora. So, so what does the next 5 years look like for you? Your leadership development.
That's a crazy question.
I thought you were going to ask about boyfriends, but that would have been a crazy question. But
I
this is more.
I already hear
this
about
is
that.
this
We'll
is
talk
more
about that
reasonable.
later.
This is more reasonable.
Yeah.
Where do I see myself the next 5 years? Or what does the next 5 years look like?
What does the next 5 years look like for you? What is your path?
I think the next 5 years look like for me learning about whatever path I want to take and learning as much about that as I can. I think the next 5 years looks like for me is like education and school and kind of picking up new traits that I can like build from and be better at.
Yeah.
Because in 5 years I'll be 27.
Yeah. And where are you going to school? What are you going to school for?
I am doing traditional ecological knowledge, sustainability.
That's cool. What is that?
It's basically I'm learning about when we're thinking about environmentalism, we think a lot about what's happening from Western sciences. But what if we were to look at it from like the people that actually lived here before the Europeans came over? So I'm specifically studying like how indigenous people take care of the land and what different ways that they were using and how we can incorporate that into Western sciences and make a better environment and learn how to do different things in a better, more efficient way.
Well, I know a lot of areas in the United States specifically, or even Canada, could learn from Native Americans with our controlled fires, the way the world's burning right now, and we
in more ways than one.
Right. But I mean, that's an example too, because our people had controlled fires, so they could, and now they don't listen to our people, and now we're having, thousands and thousands and thousands of acres burning.
Yeah.
And not stop burning. So, and then we always talk about the Four Sisters too. We taught the people that lived in houses like that with windmills how to grow corn and why to have the Four Sisters and why it was important with the nutrients and things like that Native Americans knew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a radio show, so you say yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, that was deep. Kumbaya. No, but so we got less than a minute. So that's exciting. How's your family support you? That's what I want to know, because you have siblings and of course your mom, and how do they support you?
I feel really lucky to have a very close family. I feel like all of us are very close. I swear my sister and I individually probably call my mom like 3-4 times a day.
Sure.
And we're always doing things together. Like, of course, like we're all together at the fair today. So they all support me just by being there for me and knowing that I can count on all of us to be together all the time or whenever whatever. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's perfect. Nicole, can you stay on for one more segment and end the show with me, and we'll just talk a little bit about fair fun and maybe back to the anniversary. That would be awesome. Let's talk a little more deeper about that, and then talk about our fun at the fair here, because we all were brought up at the fair. And I just want to say, I know it was hard for you, but thank you so much for coming on. It was excellent.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back. We're live at the Minnesota State Fair. Hoo-wah.
Maintaining our health, particularly our heart health, is very important to us as a family.
Your heart gives you time with family, time with community, time to pass down what matters. Protecting your heart helps keep those moments alive. A visit with a healthcare provider can be one step toward a healthier future. Learn more at hennepincounty.gov/hearts-beats. Your heart health is essential because your heart beats for generations.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis Air dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, this is Robert Pilot, host of Native Roots Radio. The Minnesota State Fair is more than food on a stick. It's a chance to celebrate Native culture and voices. On August 31st and September 1st, Native folk and blues rocker Keith Sokola and the Rangers, with special guest Gary Farmer, play the prize stage at 8 p.m. both nights. This concert is free with fair admission. The State Fair runs August 27th through September 7th. Get your tickets at mnstatefair.org. Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Hi, it's Dr. Evan Adams, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio. Hey, Victor, you better be listening.
In this portion of the show, we'd like to bring awareness to our wolf and bear populations throughout Turtle Island. Say no to the hunts.
Welcome back. I think my mic was muted. I didn't think I howled. I didn't hear myself howl.
Well, maybe it was just us then. I guess it was just me and Kiora howling.
Maybe we should unmute everybody and do the howl again. Ready? Everyone ready? Oh! you guys are related. Your howl sounded very similar. That was hilarious. Well, I want to talk before we get into state fair stuff. I want to talk about the anniversary again and maybe give a little more information and like your website and stuff like that, how people can check in and RFPs and things like that.
Yep. So we haven't released anything like official yet. We're planning. And but it's www.miwsac.org, and then we'll update information on there. We're on Instagram, Facebook, so follow us, and we'll be sure to update that as we have more information. But we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
And excited for, the next 25 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And your mom, you guys switched, you were on the headset and your mom's got the microphone and she looks like a pro with that microphone.
Because she is.
She's like, does karaoke.
She's always speaking.
That's right.
No, we do karaoke together. Me and Kiora have done karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're
do, quite a duo, actually.
We do karaoke at Christmas and on our boat, our family. So
fun!
Yeah, it's fun. Matter of fact, we use that speaker down there for on the pontoon, so we all know how to hold the mic. Well, that's great information. So I want to ask, because we only got, this is last segment, so we only got like 8 minutes left of the show. What do you guys like to do at the fair? I think that's one of those really interesting questions.
Like, I honestly, I turn into like a different animal.
Wait, did we have to twist your arm for this? I was going to your mom first, and all of a sudden I hear eat.
Like 100%. I feel like definitely that's a big thing of our
Oh, we've just been talking about what our favorite foods are.
Yeah. Listen, first of all, preface, it's literally like all meat, different meats. Pork chop on a stick.
Ooh.
Turkey leg.
Ooh.
Hot dog.
Frontal pop?
No, foot-long hot dog.
Jeez. Okay.
Ketchup, mustard, onions.
Oh.
Okay. And then what else? Fried
Chicago
pickles.
style.
And your bacon. Your
Oh
bacon
yeah, and
on
bacon on a stick. And that's like actually probably like my, what is that, 5?
Yeah,
that's my top 5. That's what I'm
Mine
here
is
for.
for sure the sweet corn. You got to have sweet corn if you're coming to the fair.
Definitely a couple of those. And Wendy's vegan, so believe it or not, the fairgrounds has so many. You won't want to hear this, carnivore lady, but there's a lot of vegan options at the fair, believe it or not.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy because
That's awesome,
there's apps too, and
Does she like the fried olives?
We've had them before, yeah, but we go up to the herbivorous butchers here, and so we like to go up and support them. And then one year, it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, they had a vegan Pronto pup, and
how was it?
It was excellent. And for especially somebody that's vegan that hasn't had a Pronto pup in 20 years,
Right.
it's like, hey, this is good.
Right.
Me, I just play along because, I'll eat anything. So it's like, and plus too, what's interesting, and am I giving too much information about my private life here? But it's interesting in when she became a vegan, like she was slowly starving me to death. So I lost like 10 pounds without really trying, but it was long. It was like a year I lost 20 pounds, and it's like, my knees don't hurt anymore. What's going on here? Weird stuff like that. So we have a vegan house, but I can eat anything, when I'm out. And I just went and had one of those rice burgers, which I always love because it has wild rice in there, but it tastes like meat used to taste like, which is weird to say, before all the chemicals.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's lean and there's no fat in it. It's really good burger up there. And then see, just the stuff like the Pronto pups and also like the mini donuts and things like that.
My grandson loves the mini donuts and the funnel cakes, I think, and the mochi donuts. He's got like all of his are like sugar and more sugar and more sugar. So, it's fine.
Did you ever, as a young person, kind of just waddle up and drink milk all?
Yes.
It was crazy.
Gosh. With the cookies and milk. Yes.
It was 5 cents for
5
all you
cents.
could drink when I was a kid. It's $3
Back
now.
when everybody used to drink cow's milk, right? Like nobody drinks cow's milk anymore. And then we were all like, wait,
More,
is that even
please.
good for
Yeah,
our
that's crazy to
bodies?
me.
Like none of us
Because-
thought about like, oh, is that why I have a stomach ache? Like,
Right. No,
Yeah.
it's because I don't know. It couldn't be that. And one of the things I don't do now, and I'm on a tangent here, but I don't clean my plate. Like I go out to eat, and the portions
clean
are
plate
so
club.
the portions are so big now. I'd
Yeah.
be 400 pounds.
yeah.
But that's we shouldn't be talking like that here at the Great Eat Together here. At the Minnesota-
Today's my day of like,
Yeah.
we're just eating everything. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what else? Do you go on? Wait, do you go on any rides?
they do the slide every year.
Oh yeah.
Love the slide.
My oldest daughter and my grandson are at the Midway right now playing games. He likes to play games.
Oh, wow.
So they're
Yeah.
playing games. We went to the birthing center,
Mm-hmm.
which we always love to do, and we always love to go look at all the animal barns.
Mm-hmm. I had my mom here one year, and I was young and younger in my 20s, and I threw the softball perfectly into one of those milk cartons.
Oh wow!
The guy didn't believe I did it because
Oh,
no one
no.
does it, because it's like it's the
Right.
perfect size of a ball. And he looked in there and got it, and then the rest of the fair I had to carry a big old
That
monkey
big
around
thing.
for the whole fair, but it was cool because I won it for my mom. I never
That's
did that
cool.
before, but it was all luck. There was no skill, and it's like the guy didn't believe me.
I'm
go,
still
"Look in
waiting
there."
for that day.
Do you believe me?
No, for me to do that.
No, I'm kidding. You could tell I'm a smart aleck former teacher, right? Former high school teacher. So I got all the dad jokes going. So, but yeah. So have you done any of the rides?
Yeah.
It's been a few years since we've done the
Mhm.
rides.
I really like that like no gravity one where you spin in that little thing and then you kind of just, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
That ride, it's like
Where is
it
it?
spins so fast that it's like you feel like you're going still, but it's like
You
I
and
don't
I
know, it's
couldn't
like
do
way
that.
back there.
We
But
couldn't do
it's
that.
amazing. I love that one.
I made the mistake 4 or 5 years ago going on the not the Mad Mouse. What is it called? The roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a deep jump, and it plopped, and it bruised my tailbone, and my tailbone was messed up for 6 months.
Oh my god!
And people said, "Oh, it just automatically it gets better in like 6 months," and that's exactly what happened. I had a bruised tailbone.
Oh my
So I've never been
gosh!
on that ride again. It was like metal.
Terrible.
I was like, "Woo!" And it's like, "Oh,
Oh, no.
That's awful.
Bent
That is
over for
awful.
6 months."
That's horrible.
I know, but
Well, we won't go on that one.
I like to take my godchildren to the spook house. They're
Oh yeah,
they're-
we will be going.
We're
they're,
doing that
they're
too.
12 and 8, and they really get scared.
Yeah.
I was going to my goddaughter. I said, "Who was that screaming behind you?" And she said, "That was me." I was just kidding. Who was that? Somebody was screaming like crazy. And
Yep.
she said, "That was me."
We're all doing that this year, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Be careful, because when I did it last year, I went right into a wall and like my glasses were like this. I couldn't see. It's so dark.
It is dark in there. We do it like every year though. I don't know about you, but
I usually don't. Yeah, I don't do it.
Yeah,
every
it's
year.
what?
Isn't it in the beginning? Isn't it different every year? Because I don't remember walking into a wall.
Honestly,
before.
I feel like it's the same.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm old, so
Kior gets mad. She gets mad when she's scared, so she tries to fight them.
Well, no, that's it. Well, hold on. Back up. I get a little aggressive at first. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. But
we're gonna have to wait until next show, because that's our tag. Thank you both so much for coming on. This was totally fun.
That was fun.
And see, that wasn't that bad, right? You'll come on with your mom
this
again,
was
right?
fun.
Yeah, we'll have different questions for you then, though. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you
was
for
fun.
having us.
Yeah, and we're live at the fair tomorrow again. We'll see you. We are the 7th generation. We'll see you tomorrow.